What's up, everybody? Love traveling? I bet. But let me tell you something, you're doing it all wrong. Everyone is so caught up in these big-name destinations, shelling out thousands of dollars to stand in line for a photo op. Listen, I'm all about traveling light, both literally and figuratively. So how about we dive into the underdogs of the United States, the cities that will surprise you. These underrated cities? They're like finding a $20 bill in your old jeans, pure gold. So ditch the crowds, embrace the unexpected, and let's uncover some hidden gems together. First up, we're heading to the Steel City, Pittsburgh. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pittsburgh? Seriously? But trust me on this one. This city's got a gritty charm that'll win you over. We're talking about a city that's undergone a major transformation, trading in its industrial past for a vibrant art and food scene. For the art lovers out there, you gotta check out the Andy Warhol Museum. This place is a trip, a real deep dive into the mind of a pop art icon. And speaking of icons, don't even get me started on the food in the Strip District. From pierogies to kielbasa, this place is a culinary melting pot, and I am here for it. Trust me, Pittsburgh is so much more than meets the eye. Next up, we're heading to the Pacific Northwest, to a city that often gets overshadowed by its neighbor to the north, Seattle. I'm talking about Tacoma, Washington, a city that's got it all, stunning natural beauty and a thriving art scene. First things first, you gotta visit the Museum of Glass. This place is mind-blowing, with incredible glass sculptures and live demonstrations that'll leave you mesmerized. And when you're ready for some fresh air, head over to Point Defiance Park. This place is massive, with over 700 acres of forests, beaches, and gardens. We're talking about old-growth forests, breathtaking views of Puget Sound, and even a zoo and aquarium. Tacoma is proof that you don't have to choose between city life and the great outdoors. Alright, let's be real. When you think of Milwaukee, you think of beer and cheese, right? And while those are definitely two of the city's claims to fame, trust me, there's so much more to this Midwestern gem. First up, for all you architecture buffs out there, the Milwaukee Art Museum is a must-see. This place is an architectural masterpiece with its iconic wings that look like they're about to take flight over Lake Michigan. And speaking of Lake Michigan, Milwaukee's got a killer lakefront, with beaches, parks, and even a river walk that'll make you feel like you're strolling through Europe. And of course, no trip to Milwaukee would be complete without a visit to the Harley-Davidson Museum. Even if you're not a motorcycle enthusiast, this place is a fascinating look at American history and culture. Salt Lake City, your gateway to adventure. Now, for all you outdoor enthusiasts out there, Salt Lake City is calling your name. Nestled in the heart of the Wasatch Mountains, this city is an outdoor lover's paradise. First things first, you gotta experience the Great Salt Lake. This place is like something out of another world, with its salty waters and unique ecosystem. And speaking of unique ecosystems, just a short drive from Salt Lake City, you'll find some of the best skiing and snowboarding in the world. We're talking about world-class resorts like Park City and Snowbird, with powdery slopes and breathtaking views. But even if you're not into winter sports, there's plenty to keep you busy in Salt Lake City, from hiking and biking trails to rock climbing and kayaking. San Antonio, a taste of Texas history and culture. Alright, let's head down south now to San Antonio, Texas, a city that's got a little something for everyone. First things first, you gotta check out the Riverwalk. This place is like the heart and soul of San Antonio, with its cobblestone paths, charming bridges, and endless restaurants and shops. And speaking of history, no trip to San Antonio would be complete without a visit to the Alamo. This place is a symbol of Texas independence and a reminder of the state's rich history. But San Antonio isn't just about the past. It's also a city with a vibrant arts and culture scene. From the Pearl District, with its trendy boutiques and art galleries, to the Market Square, with its colorful stalls and live music, San Antonio is surely a feast for the senses. Baltimore, Maryland. Charm City doesn't disappoint. Alright, let's head east now to Baltimore, Maryland, a city that's often overlooked but definitely worth a visit. First up, you gotta check out the Inner Harbor. This place is like the heart of Baltimore, with its historic ships, museums, and of course, the National Aquarium. And speaking of history, no trip to Baltimore would be complete without a visit to Fort McHenry. This star-shaped fort is not only a national monument, but also the birthplace of the U.S. national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. But Baltimore's got more to offer than just history. The city is also home to a thriving arts and culture scene, with world-class museums like the Walters Art Museum and the American Visionary Art Museum. Louisville, Kentucky, beyond the Kentucky Derby. Now, for all you sports fans out there, Louisville, Kentucky is a must-visit. First up, you gotta experience the Kentucky Derby. This horse race is known as the most exciting 2 minutes in sports for a reason. But hey, Louisville's got more to offer than just horse racing. For all you baseball fans out there, a visit to the Louisville Slugger Museum is a must. This place is like a shrine to the iconic baseball bat, with exhibits on its history, production, and of course, some legendary sluggers. And speaking of legends, no trip to Louisville would be complete without a visit to the Muhammad Ali Center. This museum celebrates the life and legacy of the boxing icon, from his accomplishments in the ring to his activism outside of it. Alright, let's head down south again to Savannah, Georgia, a city that's dripping with Southern charm. First things first, you gotta take a stroll through the historic district. This place is like stepping back in time, with its cobblestone streets, antebellum architecture, and moss-draped oak trees. And speaking of history, no trip to Savannah would be complete without a visit to Forsyth Park. This sprawling park is home to the iconic Forsyth Fountain, as well as gardens, walking paths, and even a farmer's market on Saturdays. But Savannah's not just about history, it's also a city with a thriving arts and culture scene. From the SCAD Museum of Art to the Lucas Theater for the Arts, there's always something to see and do in Savannah. Okay, let's keep heading south to Charleston, South Carolina, a city that's got it all: history, culture, and beaches. First up, you gotta check out the historic homes in Charleston's French Quarter and Battery districts. These stately mansions are like something out of a movie set, with their grand porches, intricate ironwork, and lush gardens. And speaking of beauty, no trip to Charleston would be complete without a visit to Rainbow Row. This iconic street is lined with colorful Georgian-style houses, each with its own unique history. But Charleston's not just about the past, it's also a city with a thriving culinary scene. From classic Southern comfort food to fresh seafood, Charleston's got something to tantalize every taste bud. Next, we're heading to St. Louis, Missouri, a city often overlooked but worth a visit. Check out the Gateway Arch. It offers breathtaking views of the city and the Mississippi River. Visit the revitalized riverfront, home to the iconic Gateway Geyser, and don't miss Forest Park, one of the largest urban parks in the U.S. So, there you have it, folks. 10 underrated cities in the U.S. that are just waiting to be explored. From the gritty charm of Pittsburgh to the southern hospitality of Savannah, these cities offer a little something for everyone. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Live Big Travel Light for more travel tips and inspiration.